Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention?
I am that dude, Bodkins. Patty to patty. It's ridiculous. No way. There's nobody else out there. He's your guy. Give a big round of applause for the one and only Bodkin Show. I'm going to repeat that again, folks. I didn't stutter. Welcome to the Bodkins Show. Good evening, everybody. Playing it twice. Oh, there we go. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another LTR Bodkin Show. I am your host, Bodkins, of course, as the back intro plays in the background. I don't know why it does this every time. One day we'll get this right. Welcome to our Week 7 recap show. Holy shit. I got a lot to say about my Packers. We'll get into that. You're going to hear a lot of me saying they stink tonight. And maybe we'll get the rest of the gang to say it too. Bills, guess what? They stink. Lions. Where the hell were you? You got slapped. We said going on Sunday on the pregame show, if you watched this morning, Lions got something to prove today. If they can go in here and handle business against the Ravens, by God, they might be the best team. Well, they stayed their asses in fucking Detroit because they looked like the fucking 2016 Lions, the 08 Lions or 07 Lions. They look like your daddy's fucking Lions today, the team that absolutely gets dog walked by good fucking teams. So, Lions stink. My Packers stink. And also somebody on this fucking show said, Commanders are going to make the fucking playoffs. And I said, what fucking makes you, what game are we fucking watching? What team are you watching that says Commanders are going to make the fucking playoffs? And all they did today was, well, they backed it up. They backed it up and said, oh, yeah, Nick's right. We're definitely not making the fucking playoffs because we lost to the lowly stinking Giants. Both those teams, guess what? They stink. To talk about it, I'm fired up. My Packers are fucking just, I don't even fucking know. I hope his team brings it tonight. I got Tua going in fantasy. I need a big night from Tua. Give it up for none of them, Johnny Cruz.
What's going
Johnny,
on, bro?
what's up, my man?
I did not say that the Commies were going to make the playoffs. I said I thought they would go over. I thought they would be better than expected, than most people said. And yeah, my bad, because that was some shit. That was some shitty play today.
Okay, maybe not you, but we had commenters saying that they was going to make the playoffs. Okay, and that just shows you how smart they're not.
But no, it was a pretty interesting day. We talked about, like you mentioned, there were a few games, that Lions game, the Rams Pittsburgh games that we said that teams had an opportunity to kind of show where they were. Baltimore wasn't trying to hit none of that shit. Lamar Jackson, shout out to him, a big game from the pocket, making plays all over the place. Like, where was that Lions defense at? They couldn't do anything to even slow down the Baltimore Ravens, and then they couldn't do shit offensively. All the talk about Jared Goff being garbage outside, everything looked true. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't make a routine pass play, so Detroit's gonna have to go back to the drawing board. They're not quite up to that level. Yeah, and again, it's one game, it's a road game in Baltimore. Baltimore's a good team, you know what I'm saying? But that humble pie it's going around the league to everybody, man. So we got a taste of it against Buffalo. The Lions got it, you know what I'm saying, this week. The Bills, like you mentioned. What the hell
is going on in
Yes,
Buffalo?
I don't want to hear any more about, the Dolphins played a bunch of cupcakes. Well, you know what? Those cupcakes are beating people. So, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear that shit anymore. A win's a win. It's the NFL. And hopefully we can pull this one out tonight up here in Philly, man. Yeah, I hope Tua goes off for you too, bro.
Speaking of team, a guy who's got to be happy. Him and Bill Belichick got together on Monday night. Maybe they weren't recruiting. Maybe they were out devising new plans. Because by God, the Patriots beat the Bills. I never thought I would say that this season. Scott, Bill Belichick gets his 300th win after we said this morning that was found out he is getting his extension. He got an extension of the offseason, and he gets his 300th win this today against the Bills. Who would have thought that?
I told Mac to stop throwing the ball. We didn't need to win today. We screwed up the draft pick compensation. I can't believe it. I'm shocked. I am shocked today. 29 points against the Bills. Defense.
Consider me shocked, Cotton.
I am. I'm really shocked. I watched that game. I'm like, the Bills no-showed the first half. They completely played like crap. And then all of a sudden, Josh Allen decided he wanted to play like the quarterback that he should be.
What the hell is going on? I know the Bills are shattered with injuries. Their defense is just Milano, White. I mean, you name it. It seems like at every level they got dudes out. But Jesus, the Patriots haven't scored against anybody, and you let them go up and down the field.
Not only that, but like Scott said, with the offense just started off slow. We mentioned this, in the game in London. We gave them the excuse of, they had to fly to London. But you know what I'm saying, they didn't play well last week and just eked out a win last minute as well. So it seems like when they're up for the challenge, they come ready to play any ball.
No, they lost last week to the Jags, didn't they? Oh, they beat
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I don't remember who they just beat barely this week that just passed, but they were trailing that game and had to come back and win.
Oh, it was the Giants. It was the Giants.
Yeah, it was the Giants.
So again, you're saying all these teams that they were saying, the Dolphins haven't beat anybody. The Giants almost beat the Bills, and then the Patriots did beat the Bills, and they were in control of that game for most of the game. And then Buffalo came back. So props to Mac Jones. I mean, he heard Scott talking all that shit this morning about this possibly being his last start ever for the Patriots, and he said, "Yeah, hold on. You know what I'm saying? Let me win this game." Mike Gesicki made an appearance.
To think, I know, Mike, on tight end day, nonetheless. Thank you very much, Mike. But but honestly, red zone. I had red zone on my TV, so they cut to the game a lot because it was a close game. And Josh Allen had plenty of chances to run, and he didn't run. So this thing about curtailing his running, it's real. He's not running nearly as much as he was in the past. So I don't know whether he's more hurt than he's letting on or the people are letting on, but he's just not running. And that's not, we say this about Kyler. If he's not running, he's not his quarterback himself. Josh Allen the same way. If he's not running, he can't stand in the pocket and just throw the ball. He needs to be running.
In their losses, and they're 3 losses. They're 4-3, so they have 1 win. They're 1 game above 500. Their 3 losses, they have failed to score over 30 points. The week 1, they lost to the Jets. They scored 16. Then they had 3 great wins, right? They 38 against the Raiders, 37 against the Commies, 48 against the Bills. Then they scored 20 against the Jags and lost. Last week they only scored 14 and barely won, eked out a win. And then the Patriots today, they only scored 25. So they don't score 30 or above. Count them out.
The common denominator in all those 3 losses is they no-show the first half. They no-show it. They don't play well in the first half. And then all of a sudden, Josh Allen says, I better start chucking the ball around the yard. And he starts chucking the ball around the yard, and he just throws first pass of the game today, interception. First pass, pick. Something going on in Buffalo.
Yeah, I know they checked him for a concussion last week, and they said that he cleared, that he was fine or whatever, even though he looked like he was a little dazed.
I don't know.
We still got that elbow. Like I said, I don't know what it is. You know what I'm saying? They're about as up and down as it gets. Buffalo, I mean, they're obviously a good team. They just
imagine saying
again, a division game on the road. You know what I'm saying? You knew Bill Belichick was going to have something for them, but right from that first pass, it was just like, what's going on with Buffalo, man? It's crazy.
And then they got to turn around on a short week and play the Bucks.
Imagine saying this.
The Bucks, another one.
The Bills, Allen might be right in all this. They may not make the playoffs this year.
Oh, let's not give Allen any credit. He also said the Commanders are fucking making the playoffs.
I know, but Pittsburgh
finds it not every once in a while.
Cleveland goes on the road and beats the Colts today. The AFC is becoming very tough right now.
The Bills are in trouble, that's for sure. We'll go ahead and start with that game while we're talking about it. Get into the stat line here. Here we go. Josh Allen, he only 265 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. To Scott's point, he only had 7 carries for 17 yards. James Cook, 13 carries for 56 yards. Again, I just don't feel like they run the damn ball with James Cook enough. He averages 4.3 yards a carry. They didn't force the ball to Stephon Diggs a whole lot. He had 6 for 58 and a touchdown. Dalton Kincaid, 8 for 75. And then you get to the Patriots. Mac Jones might have played his best game, and it wasn't even great. It was just, 25 of 30, 272 yards, 2 touchdowns. Ramondre Stevenson, 9 carries for 4 yards. What the hell's going on there? Scott, only 9 carries for Ramondre. Kendrick Bourne, I should have started him in fantasy. 6 receptions for 63 yards and a touchdown. And then Gesicki did catch the game winner. Patriots get their second win. All the teams that had one win this week got their second win. At least 4 teams did. So there's that.
You welcome Alan for the Kendrick Bourne call this morning from all of us too, because we called it this morning. Remember, he asked Bourne a slate, and we picked Bourne. You're welcome, Alan. First of all, second of all, Ezekiel Elliott. Bill loves Ezekiel Elliott. He keeps running him. I don't know why. Ramondre's a stud, and you're not running him a lot. 9 carries today. It's not enough. It's not enough. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I don't understand. I don't understand that much either. They did what they had to do to win the game. It's a mystery what the hell is going on in New England. But as
the mystery is going on in Buffalo.
It's both. It's
more to me of what the hell's going on in Buffalo than what's going on in New England. Like, I don't think New England's any damn good, but Buffalo is supposed to be good. And we're almost halfway through the season, and they're damn near 500. And we're getting a lot of comments here in as far as, they're not going to make the playoffs. You got to be out right now. I mean, we're watching all these other teams win and get it done.
I would love, as a Dolphin fan, to say, oh yeah, the Bills ain't making the playoffs. It's got to happen for me to believe it. Unfortunately, I got to see Miami win this game tonight to really beat. But Buffalo has games like this, though. You know what I'm saying? Over the last several years, they've had games like this where you're like,
but it's not just games, Johnny. It's more consistent now.
It's been more consistent this season. I'm not ready to say they're not going to make the playoffs because there's a lot of teams in the AFC that have 3 losses. But yeah, they need to get it going. And you said a quick turnaround. They play Thursday against the Bucs, even though the Bucs have their own freaking issues.
We'll get into them
with the head coach, not for nothing. But man. Buffalo just when they want to play and come and play, they're a really good team. When they come in kind of all funky and I don't know, they can be beat, obviously.
If the season ended today, they're the 7th seed. That's how many seeds are there? There's 8.
7.
7. So they're the last seed. They would have to go and face the Dolphins in Miami. If I know, we still got a long way to go, and they're 4-3. But man,
they're either going on the road to face Miami or Kansas City, and neither one's a good bet for them.
And you guys. Andy, we'll get to goddamn Jordan Love. All right, wait till the end and we'll talk about it. All right, Jesus. We'll get to all that. Anyway,
I just and they're gonna win Thursday night because Baker's Baker, and all of a sudden now I watched some of that game today, but I'm a lot worried about Josh Allen. I think I'm
worried about the Bills. I just think that all the injuries. Sometimes when a guy Matt Milano's not a name, a huge name, but he is the key to that defense. He's the heart and soul of their defense. And man,
I hear you on that though, but that don't have nothing to do with the way the offense is playing ball.
No, their offense is
saying?
It's 4:30, they're losing.
Right, and I'm with you too on the whole. You know what I'm saying? James Cook is a good player. Run the ball more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't.
Again, I told you 4 yards.
I got to look at Ken Dorsey and you know what I'm saying, the head coach. Not as far as his coachability, because I like Sean McDermott. He's a really good head coach, but maybe he needs to think about what he's doing with offensive coordinator. Because you know what I'm saying, why are you and this goes back to Brian Daboll. Why are you not running the ball more? Take some of the pressure off of this kid. I know Josh Allen is a talent, but I don't know, man. And when he does run the ball, he's always looking for contact too. So
I really think this is part of the truth, though. I mean, I wouldn't say the best, but and I know Carlos is he's saying, Leslie Levin is a lot to say something. Yeah. And I think that has a lot to say. And, and now McDermott's also calling the defensive coach and sometimes defensive plays. And sometimes when a coach is has his hand in too much, he's not focused on the overall.
Yeah, I mean that could be part of it. I mean, he calls a good defensive game. Like I said, he's a good coach. I like Sean McDermott, but I mean, maybe that's part of it. Maybe it's the whole coordinator situation, him having to call defensive plays, and then the offensive coordinator not running the ball, more than he is right now. It's not a balanced offense at all.
No, it's not. No, James Cook is a dude. He's a dude.
Yes,
he's good. And they're not using him, and maybe they should just Thursday night against Tampa Bay say James Cook is gonna be
20 carries. 20 carries.
Forget about Latavius Murray, forget about anybody else in that backfield. James Cook is getting 80% of the plays, and he's gonna run 20 times, and we're gonna have him catch 4 or 5 balls, and we're gonna see if that works. Because this offense is not working right now. I'm really surprised right now what the Bills are doing. I really am.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
Me too. Man,
Carlos.
Let's get into it. We mentioned the Buccaneers game. Desmond Ridder, 19 to 25, 250 yards, and most importantly, no interceptions. Tyler Algier, 21 carries, 59 yards. Bijan he had a tummy issue, I guess. 10 carries for Cordell Patterson. We mentioned Ashton Booker said, hey, we need to get him. You missed the pregame show. Book said that, hey, we need to get Patterson involved. Let me get to the Falcons receiving here. Drake London, 6 for 54. We told some guys that, hey, go ahead and play Drake London. He's coming on. It looks like Ritter's looking for him. Baker Mayfield, 275 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Rashad White, 13 carries for 34 yards and only 2.6 average. So, I mean, they need to find a new running back, it sounds like there. Mike Evans, 6 for 82 and a touchdown. Chris Godwin, 6 for 66. But nonetheless, Falcons hit a game-winning field goal to win that game, 16-13 to get to 4-3, first place in the NFC South. Tampa Bay falls to 3-3. Johnny, what's your thoughts here on Bucs Falcons?
A completely missed opportunity by the Bucs, to be completely honest. They had more than enough opportunities to win this game. I like Todd Bowles, as a coach, but he's too conservative, bro. Like he basically just conceded to the game time field goal in that last drive when they had every opportunity to just go for the touchdown, go for the win. And they were content to just, they get into the red zone.
They got down there. It was 4th and goal. I mean, they had 3 cracks at the end zone.
But even before that, like you're running the ball when you had them spread out, you were moving the ball in the air. Like, I don't know, man. It just seemed real conservative those last several plays there in the red zone. Like, again, almost like, okay, well, we got the game time field goal, so we're good. Let's just not make a mistake. You can't play like that, especially at home, a divisional game. You got a chance to win this game, and then the defense can't come through, and Atlanta goes right down the field, and they they win the game. So it was just I don't know. To me, it was more in the coaching. I don't think this kid played all that bad. Baker, 27 or 42. I mean, again, why is he throwing the ball 42 times? First of all.
Well, because you got a running back who can't fucking run the ball. That's why.
At all. We mentioned it this morning about White. You know what I'm saying? 13 carries, 30
2 yards a carry.
That's insane,
2 yards a carry. That means if I give it to you 3 times, Johnny, it's 4th down. We're punting. Can't happen.
Right. Yeah. So it's just, I mean, the Bucs have some issues. Shout out to Asher this morning, and
even though he did pick his team to lose.
Yes, he did. Thank you for making that clear, because I was going to say it too. He picked the team to lose, but they said they came through with a win for him, 16-13. So that South is going to be interesting to see. We talked about it. The winner of that division could have 9 wins. So we'll see what happens with that. But it was a little disappointing. I thought the Bucs had control of this game. Desmond Ridder, made some plays, but at the same time, he was giving it up as well. So that non-scoring touchdown where he got stripped Like, why are you slowing? Get into the end zone, bro. He kind of slowed down there as he was getting into the end zone. Nah, bro, you gotta hurry up and get up in there. Great field by Antoine Winfield Jr. But the Bucks, I think the Bucks missed an opportunity here to take control of that division.
Yeah, Carlos is probably right. He says the Bucks' issues is O-line. I agree with that. Yeah,
that's part.
Part of it. Go ahead, Scott. What's your thoughts here on this game?
I think Todd Bowles thought Tom Brady was quarterback and said, "Go ahead, throw the ball." Plus, Nick, right? They can't run the ball. They can't run. They're a fraud 3-win team right now. Then I don't know when the next game they're going to win is, but it's going to be a while. Baker can't sustain this. He played okay today. Didn't play great. He was missing guys. Mike Evans started off 4 catches for 48 yards and a touchdown in the first quarter, and then just wasn't seen for much of the rest of the game. So they got to fix that. They got to fix their running back problem. It's a huge problem for them.
The Bucks do have a favorable schedule coming up. So they do got the Bills on Thursday night. They got to go to Buffalo, right now Buffalo's favored at 7.5. So, but then they got the Texans. That's a winnable game. They got the Titans, a winnable game. 49ers is probably not winnable. They got the Colts, winnable game. Panthers, winnable game. They got the Falcons again, winnable game. The Packers, a winnable game. And then they finish out with Jags, Saints, Panthers. Like, they could still win this division and make the playoffs.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you can't run the ball, they're going to tee off on Baker.
Yeah.
So the worst team in the world.
Baker does his best work when he's got a good running game, play action, and things like that. So
Rashad White ain't it. I don't know what the Buccaneers were thinking that Rashad White was going to be the answer, but he didn't even perform well last year. So
yeah, Craig said the whole thing here too. He's saying, it's not just Vaughn. It's not White. It's Vaughn only had 1 point yards per carry. It isn't White. It's the whole damn running game. So yeah, they just can't run the fucking ball. So I mean,
they're going to turn to Sean Tucker pretty soon, who's their 6th round rookie that they drafted out of Syracuse. So
but I mean, like Craig said, it's not even the running backs; it's the whole running game. So we'll see what happens. They got
the O-line. We can all say it together in unison. 1, 2, 3. Stink.
Here we go.
Scott, you need to turn that hearing aid, bro, so you can be a little quicker, bro. You said it's a short week too. The Bucks got the Bills. The Bills are going to be coming off a loss, so the Bills are going to be ready to go. You would think.
I mean, we've been saying that, Johnny, but Jesus, I'm not counting out on the Bills right now.
Dude, I've still got some type of PTSD from the Bills just beating the shit out of us the last several years, man. So like I said, until I see the champ lose. And yes, I've seen them lose games, but until they don't win the division, I'm still going to give the Bills their due respect or whatever. But Carlos, that entry, who's most likely to get seat, the Bucks or the Bills?
I think I don't know. It might be the Bucks. I just think the NFC South or the NFC South is alone dog shit, and then the NFC alone is dog shit. So I think the Bucks got a better chance, if you ask me. The Bills can't afford to lose too many games.
Any team in the NFC South that puts together a 3-game winning streak is probably winning that division.
Yeah.
From here on out.
Yeah.
From here on out.
Yeah, that's a good call. Yeah.
Let's get into Battle of the Backups. First of all, I didn't know this. Brian Hoyer is 0-12 in his last 0-12 starts going into today. Well, now he's 0-13 going into.
I blame myself for this, Nick. I blame myself for this. Most of those were in New England, so I blame myself for it. I'm sorry.
Brian Hoyer, he was pulled in the game. I said I don't know why they didn't play fucking Aiden O'Connell. Brian Hoyer was 17-32, 129 yards, 2 picks. Aiden O'Connell, 10-13, 75 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Josh Jacobs, 11 carries for 35 yards. I know the Bears were up most of this game, so the Raiders couldn't get it going. But Jesus, come on. Give the ball to Josh Jacobs. Devontae Adams, 7 catches for 57 yards, 7 catches for 50 yards, and a touchdown for Jacoby Myers. We kind of missed on that one. We told players maybe you shouldn't play him. We just didn't know.
Yeah.
But, hey, shit happens. You're going to win some, you're going to lose some. Tyson Bagnet, maybe the Bears got themselves a quarterback, folks. 21-29, 162 yards, 1 touchdown. Deontay Foreman, 16-89 yards, 2 touchdowns. Welcome to the season, Deontay. DJ Moore, 8 for 54 in a game that the Bears won handedly, 30-12. Bears get their second win of the season to move to 2-5. Raiders 3-4. Scott, what's your thoughts here on the backup bowl and Bagnet, baby? Looks like the Bears have themselves a quarterback. I hope he rides it out. I hope everything that I projected is going to come true. I hope Bagnet. I don't care if the Bears lose another game the rest of the year and Bagnet starts every game of the year. They don't draft a quarterback. He stinks next year. The Bears end up in quarterback purgatory hell. That's what's going to happen because that's what the Bears do. I hope this happens.
As soon as Nick saw him play, wanted to go to the bakery and get some baguettes and stuff like that. That's first of all. Second of all, the first quarter of that game, Brian Hoyer just continuously threw to Davante Adams. He didn't look anyplace else but Davante Adams. It's like, all right, Davante, you want the ball? Here we go. We're going to throw it to you all the time. He had 5 for 48 in the first 2 drives of the game, and he ended up with, 7 catches, you said? So they didn't he got a lot of targets. No production today.
Andy, I know you have the Panthers. Hold on. I know you have the Panthers pick. And that's great. And I know you got 2 of the picks and the Panthers suck. What I'm saying is the Bears won't select a fucking quarterback because they're gonna think this Bagnet guy is fucking the second coming of fucking Joe Montana, and he's not. But that's what the Bears will think. You guys will get behind him. You'll trade Justin Fields, and who knows what Fields is, and then you'll miss out on all these great quarterbacks that are in the draft. They'll go on to have Hall of Fame quarterbacks, and you'll be like, shit, we took Bagnet, and then he'll fall off next year, and he'll be back in quarterback purgatory hell because that's what the Bears do. All right, so we've seen the show before. All right, Johnny, any thoughts? Or go ahead.
Before Johnny goes, the best backup quarterback won today. Hoyer's
Bagnet,
awful.
baby.
Hoyer should not start another game the rest of his NFL career.
He shouldn't be on a roster. He shouldn't be on a roster.
He's only on the roster because Josh McDaniels is his boy. Is his guy. And that's the only reason he's on the roster.
He just needs to be holding the clipboard as a third stringer and a mentor. That's all he needs to do.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah, this was when we were picking these games on Thursday. This was like one of the hard because they both stink. To be completely honest, the Raiders and Bears.
Yeah,
well, I picked the Raiders. I don't know what the hell I was.
Raiders 1, 2, 3. They stink.
Stink. Absolutely, bro.
Johnny, the Bears are only 2 games out of the division lead right now. They got a shot here.
That division's a joke.
My
team's in
the whole NFC, bro. The whole NFC. There's the 4 or 5 good teams in the NFC. That's about it. But like, I don't know what Josh McDaniels is thinking, bro. Because I'm with Nick. I thought O'Connell played all right last week, or the couple of times that he got a chance to play this year. Why go back to Brian Hoyer when I didn't even realize that stat? But yeah, that sounds about right. 0 for his last 12, so now it's 0.
I didn't know about it. I didn't know until I saw it. I saw it on something. I was scrolling on.
I just thought, you know what? Fields ain't playing for the Bears. Maybe the Raiders come ready to play, and no, they didn't. So that you were saying that was just an ugly game. Props to the young man for getting his first star. I think they said something about he came from a Division II school or something like that. So,
University.
Talk about a great opportunity and experience for him, man. So props to him, and we'll see. I mean, calm down with the he's taking over Fields' job and shit like that.
I hope he does.
I know you do, bro. But it was just it was a battle of 2 very, very, very bad teams, and it was just bad football all around, and the better of the worst teams won.
So Bagnet's daddy is a arm champion wrestler, or arm wrestler.
Yeah, he is
arm wrestler.
Yeah,
all right,
I heard that today.
You remember Over the Top?
Yeah.
turn your hat backwards. shout out to him, man. Good for him.
That's my style, Stallone and Over the Top. Andy wants to know, will McDaniels be the first coach fired? Man.
No, the Raiders are too cheap. They won't fire him before the end of the year. I think Staley's more likely.
Staley, and we'll get to the Chargers here in just a minute.
The next 3 games for the Bears: Chargers, Saints, Panthers. They got a shot to win the next 3.
Chargers,
man.
Saints, Panthers. They could.
Panthers.
What if Bagnet? What if? Hold on. Let me ask you guys a question. This is a serious question. What if Bagnet starts all 3 of those games? They win all 4. He's 4-0 as a starter. Do you go back to Justin Fields?
No, you tell Justin Fields you're not ready yet. God, really? You're not ready yet. If they're 6-5 after 11 games, you got to tell Justin Fields.
Craig, I know you guys are Bears fans. What would you guys do if you guys are still in the comments? Oh, Andy says So would you go back to Fields, Andy? That's what I need to know.
You have to. No, I think you have to.
If Bagnett wins this game, he won this game, and he wins. Say he starts the next 3 games. He's 4-0 as a starter.
I think you got to keep him in. I think you got to say to Justin Fields, "Hey, take another week. Take another week."
Andy says everybody says you go back to Fields. Carlos,
eventually, you'll go back to Fields, but he can't keep winning games. He's not going to keep winning games. But if he's 3-1, and Fields is kind of ready, but really not, you don't go to Fields until he's 100%.
That's a different thing. If he's not 100 and you want to keep him out for another week.
You won 4 games in a row. You hadn't won 4 games in a row in 2 decades.
Right. If you're 6-5 and in the wild card chase,
I mean, these are all hypotheticals because they'll probably get beat by 25 next week.
They probably will. But I'm just saying.
But I mean, that's an interesting one there. I personally think you have to go back to your number 1 pick. If you don't, then you're basically saying, yes, we're definitely drafting a quarterback, and give me your best offer for Fields. You might as well just do that. If
so, the Bears fans in the comments are saying, and I didn't watch it. I'll be honest, I didn't watch. I was doing stuff during the early game, so I didn't watch a whole lot, and so I didn't definitely watch any of that game. But they're saying that they didn't win the game because of Bagnett. It's because the Raiders stink. So
they did not. The Raiders stink. And Deontay Foreman had a really good game on the ground.
Yeah,
for him.
I mean, he didn't play bad. You know what I'm saying? I mean, It was only 162 yards, no interceptions, a touchdown.
Well, what he did?
He made the plays that needed to be played. I think he.
That's right. He took the throws that were there, and
he had some.
That's what I mean. You know what he didn't do? He didn't do anything fucking stupid. That's the thing.
Right.
Sometimes, you know what I mean? Just don't do anything fucking stupid. I say that about Zach Williams. If I'm the Jets quarterback, sometimes Jordan Love did stuff stupid today, and we'll get to that game later. But sometimes, as long as you just say, don't do anything fucking stupid. Just check it down, make the smart play, and don't do anything stupid.
I mean, they ran the ball. They ran the ball almost 40 times. You know what I'm saying? So they made sure to protect their young quarter. You know what I'm saying? So they did what they had to do, unlike, I'm saying, the Raiders are just that's a horrible organization, bro.
They did dog crap. They're dog crap. I don't know where they're gonna win another game this year. They're
hammer dog shit. The Raiders are they beat my team. I mean, they beat the Packers. So I mean, my team's hammer dog shit too. So
there might be 8-9 teams that have 3-4 wins.
Yeah,
that's crazy, bro. That's wild.
5 wins, maybe. Yeah. Let's get to the next one. It's Browns win this game was it had the most. It was 8 times the lead change. I think that was the most all season for sure, and I think the most since in a couple of years. But 8 lead changes. I can't remember the exact stat how many it was, but it was 8 different lead changes in this game. Wild game. Deshaun Watson gets hurt in the first quarter. Then he clears concussion protocol, and they still sit him. PJ Walker comes in relief. He goes 15 to 32, 178 yards. Jerome Ford, 11 carries for 74 yards and a touchdown. Kareem Hunt, 10 carries for 31 yards and 2 touchdowns. Elijah Moore, 4 receptions for 59 yards. The Colts, Gardner Minshew, 15 to 23, 305 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Jonathan Taylor, 18 for 75 and a touchdown. Zach Moss, 18 for 57. Gardner ran for 2 touchdowns. Thanks a lot, Dick. You could have fucking given him to Jonathan Taylor. Josh Downs, 5 receptions, 125 yards, 1 touchdown. Michael Pittman Jr., 2 for 83 and a touchdown. This game was back and forth. Myles Garrett, Jesus, he was all in this game. I think he had a strip sack and a touchdown, a blocked field goal. He was all over the place. There was a questionable call at the end of this game. I think it was 4th down or so. I caught it. It was the Colts made PJ Walker fumble the ball and looked like they got it, but it was illegal contact on the Colts defensive player, which was real questionable. Bad pass at PI. Browns get a gift from the gods, from the refs. And then 1 play later, Kareem Hunt scores the game winner. Browns win 39-38 to go to 4-2. Colts go to 3-4. Scott, what was your thoughts on maybe the wild? Obviously, I think the wildest game of the day.
So, Myles Garrett you said he blocked a field goal, right? He jumps over the offensive line, doesn't touch anybody, and he's standing there, and the kicker is like, what do I do? He put his hands up. The kicker tried to kick it through him. Come on, man. What are you doing, kid? What are you doing, Matt Gay, their kicker? Myles Garrett was the difference in this game for the Browns.
I mean, he leaped over the guy. He didn't even touch him.
He didn't touch him. If he touched him, it's a penalty. He didn't touch him, it's not a penalty.
I mean, Myles Garrett, it's going to be a two-headed race right now between T.J. Watt and Myles Garrett on who the best defensive player of the year. And Myles Garrett could be put – the way his team is playing could be MVP the way he's doing, because the Browns aren't very good anywhere else besides that defense, and he leads that defense. So they could be he could be MVP of the he's doing MVP type stuff.
Yeah, and on offense, Deshaun comes back, hits his head, clears concussion protocol, and the head coach doesn't play him, and he goes down and stands down by the 20-yard line with his jacket on, his helmet on. He didn't want to talk to anybody. They showed it the whole game. He's down by himself. That
was wild. That was a bad look.
There's something strange going on there. The head coach doesn't want to play him. He doesn't want to talk to any of his teammates. He doesn't want to be around them. Something going on.
He's not a good teammate. I mean, that's just what he's
agreed. And he hasn't been playing all that. He hasn't been playing well when he does play. So
he's had one good game as a Cleveland Brown.
Yeah, he started the game and he threw a pick right away, and then he got tackled. And Stefanski said, "Nope, we'll go PJ Walker, Deshaun. You go stand down there someplace, and you're done for the day."
Unknown if he's going to play next week. If he re-aggravated that shoulder, I guess when you're not getting massages, your body gets a little stiff. But I mean, Jesus, Johnny, any thoughts on the? I like this Browns team. I mean,
I do too. You know what I'm saying? That's
outside of Deshaun. I mean, there's a lot to like there.
I'm a little disappointed with how he's just playing overall. You know what I'm saying? I mean, say what you want to say about whatever on the field. I thought he was going to come around this year. I picked Cleveland to win a division. I mean, they still may have a chance to with the way this defense, or at least the way Myles Garrett is playing. But, I mean, this defense shut down San Francisco last week and then gave it up to Indianapolis, except for what Myles Garrett was doing. So, I mean, props to, talk about sneaking out a win there on the road without your starting quarterback for most of the game. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. I mean, I know Stefanski said afterwards that Deshaun Watson is the starter. He will be starting next week. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens there. But it was a big win for Cleveland on the road. Myles Garrett he's a dude, bro. He's a dude.
Yeah, he is. That Browns defense is good. Andy says, watch Browns get to the Super Bowl to start PJ Walker QB. I mean, it's possible. I mean, shit.
They're not getting through the upper echelon of the AFC.
I don't think so.
Without
not in that division. The way people are playing in that division,
that division might be the best. That AFC North, the AFC North might be the best division of football. All those teams are. I mean, the Bengals are 3-3 right now, and they're on a bye, but they all won today. The Steelers won, Ravens won, the Browns won. Yeah,
that North division is turning out to be a really tough division. They're gonna keep on beating each other up. So we'll see who comes out of it. But there's probably two teams from the North making the playoffs this year. The way they're playing.
Johnny, would you doubt this three? Would you doubt Cleveland and Pittsburgh?
I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, depending on what happens with I mean,
it's just
you see what's happening to the Chargers. You know what I'm saying? As far
the
as
thing
the
about it
South, there's probably going to be one team from the South. So I mean, it could happen. It could happen.
Kale's kind of right here, and he's saying Browns are imposters on offense, and that's the thing. The Steelers too don't look. The Browns and Steelers don't look great. They're winning old school. Keep the game close. Great defense. It's going to be ugly. None of the games are going to be pretty. They're not playing. They're playing the old NFL style. They're not going to beat you by scoring 40. That's for damn sure. It's going to be hold you to 20, 17, and we're going to have to. Our defense is going to have to make a few turnovers and win that way. There we go. Tyreek to
no touchdown penalty.
Fucking
penalty.
You guys are a little bit ahead of me, so don't.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
But the Browns can't throw the ball without Deshaun. Even when Deshaun's in, he doesn't throw the ball effectively. They can't. They have a problem running the ball. And look what I did to Johnny. I brought him off.
So pissed off at the holding.
I pissed him off. So Cleveland, the only way Cleveland wins games is by beating teams defensively. And in the playoffs,
the Steelers, same thing.
That's okay. but that's not going to win you playoff.
You're going to beat the Colts and teams like that, but are you going to be able to beat the likes of the Dolphins and the Chiefs?
Exactly. Can't do it. So that's the whole thing.
Even the Ravens. We'll talk about the Ravens here in a little bit too. Let's get into another two teams. We can all say it. The Commanders and Giants. 1, 2, 3. They stink.
They do stink. Sorry, I was watching the replay of that little phantom ass holding call. I mean, come on.
Johnny was Sam up at his TV. That's what the problem was. That's why it went off.
The Giants scored 14 points in the second. No other points. They don't score out of the rest of the game. The Commanders score a touchdown in the third, and the Giants somehow win 14-7, get their second win of the year. Sam Howell's the most sacked quarterback in the league, by the way, folks. So there's that. 249 yards, 1 interception. Who the hell is Chris Rodriguez Jr. taking over the Commies backfield? 7 carries for 31 yards. Brian Robinson Jr., 8 carries for 23 yards, 1 touchdown. Terry McLaurin, 6 for 90. Jahan Dotson, 5 for 43. Logan, 4 for 41. We get to the Giants. Maybe the Giants should just keep Tyrod Taylor at quarterback. They've looked better. Not saying they're scoring a whole lot, but they just look better. 18-29, 279 yards, 2 touchdowns. Saquon, 21 carries, 77 yards. Darren Waller, welcome to the season, folks. 7 receptions, 98 yards, and a touchdown. Jalen Hyatt, 2 for 75. Saquon, 3 for 41, and the touchdown. John, you got anything to say about these two shithole teams other than I fucking told you they weren't going to make the playoffs by somebody commenting here that earlier today said they were going to make the playoffs?
I mean, I'm hoping they just get the over as far as the 6.5 wins at this point. I don't think it's happening.
I don't think it's happening.
I don't know now. I mean, it may just be 6. You know what I'm saying? But I'm disappointed in Sam Howell. I'm disappointed in the head coach. Ron Rivera, there was some. I mean, because I didn't watch a lot of it because I was with these guys. I was watching Red Zone, so it wasn't showing much of this.
They ain't getting in the red zone. They ain't getting in the red zone.
Right. But it was just ugly.
They was on the red zone twice, Johnny. That's all you need to see.
Right. But I mean, there were some plays there, like Sam Howell, bro. You got to get rid of the ball, bro. Like some of those sacks was just especially towards the end of the game, was like, bro, get rid of the ball. And then he actually, did make a play at the last play there. Dotson got both hands on the ball. I know it was a little bit behind him, but you got to make a play for your young quarterback right there. So there were a few just ugly fucking games today, man. And that was definitely one of them.
This might be the ugliest one.
You know what I'm saying? The Giants fans are now complaining that, that they won a game and it's going to mess up their draft positioning. So fan bases are just all over the place, bro. It's wild when you're either on X or whatever, listening to all the fan bases. I mean, people are just crazy one way or the other, man. You just can't make people happy. The Giants actually win, and they're complaining about it.
I love all the commenters saying, well, they're better. The Giants are better than the Packers. Being better than the Packers don't mean shit. You guys out here like I'm defending the fucking Packers saying we're good. We fucking suck too. We stink, okay? Is that what you want me to hear? I've said that 1,000 times tonight, and I'll say it 1,000 more times, folks, okay? You can stop in the comments saying your team's better than the fucking Packers. They probably fucking are. Jordan Love can't throw the ball 20 fucking yards, folks, okay? All right, Scott, you got any ideas?
It's probably our fault for putting hope in Nick.
Yes, it's y'all's fault. I blame you, and I blame Matt Larison for giving me fucking hope this year.
Oh, Ryan,
my bad,
Nick Bodkins will never appear in a fantasy show again as long as you plug a Jordan Love.
I blame slowly Johnny Cruz and Ryan. I said all offseason, 6 wins. I get around Johnny and Ryan. They're boosting my ego, boosting the Packers, and I'm like, shit, I fell for it. You guys sold me, and now you sold me a fucking piece of shit Ford POS is what you sold me.
You made a bet with Tanner and
taken out by a method.
Johnny, you're going to have to fulfill Nick's bet if Tanner wins the bet with Nick. So, but yeah, if you need to sleep on Wednesday or Thursday night or something, just plug this game in and watch it, and you'll be able to fall asleep easy.
Yeah,
this game was a joke. There's nothing to comment on.
No,
we're gonna go with this game.
Yeah, it was just two horrible teams playing.
I mean, speaking of stinking and horrible, the Lions today. I said I was very high on the Lions going into this game, and now maybe they are who we thought they were. Your daddy's Lions, 38-6. Ravens roll over it was 28-0. It was
quick.
It was 35-0. The Lions didn't score 6 until the fourth quarter. I don't know where to even start. Jared Goff, 30 of 53, 284 yards, 1 interception. Gibbs did score his lone touchdown, his first touchdown, the 11 carries, 68 yards. Amon St. Brown, 13 receptions, 102 yards. Jahmyr Gibbs had 9 receptions, 58 yards. The Ravens, Lamar Jackson, 20 of 27, 357 yards, 3 touchdowns. Gus Edwards had 14 carries for 64 yards. Lamar had 9 for 36 and a touchdown at running. Zay Flowers, 4 for 75. Mark Andrews, 4 for 63 and 2 touchdowns. Scott, you got any thoughts here on the Ravens Lions?
Yeah, when are we gonna stop putting Lamar Jackson in the MVP talk here?
Yeah,
he deserves it. He definitely deserves it. He's been a different quarterback since he signed that contract. New offensive coordinator comes. He looked really good today, passing the ball. Really, really good. Best I've ever seen him look. So I think it's between him and Tua right now for MVP talk. Really, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I said tonight could be a Tua MVP game.
Yeah. And the way the offensive line is playing, I'm just hoping that Tua don't, that he makes it through the freaking game today. But no, props to Lamar. You said it, Scott. He looked really good. He looked really comfortable in the pocket. Granted, this Detroit defense, I expected a little more from them, but the Baltimore Ravens offensive line, like Lamar had all day to throw the ball, bro. And then, of course, he's got the speed to be able to, when there was a little bit of pressure, to get away, but he didn't try to run much. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he got the 1 touchdown early on, but he just extended the play and then, kept his eyes downfield and made some good throws. Guys were wide open all over the place. Just a good old-fashioned ass whipping for the Baltimore Ravens on the Detroit Lions. I'm not going to totally dismiss the Lions. We talked about it this morning, that this was kind of a prove-it game, but at the same time, it's a really good team that you're playing on the road.
It's time to start praising
You don't want to go out like that. That's what I think we need to do, is instead of shitting on Detroit and what they've done, they are 5-2, still playing good football. But we gotta, a lot of us picked.
I think all three of us had dead last in the division.
Yeah,
I think all three
last in the division. I think it's clear that we were wrong about that shit.
They could still end up last because that division's so tough. But damn it, we got to tip our cap to Lamar and the Ravens now.
Man.
The way they're playing,
he's balling out, man. He keeps playing like this, and he's definitely in the discussion already with the way he's playing. Yeah, man, Baltimore's a scary team, man. They got the pedigree too, man. And if that defense keeps continuing to get better and better, they're going to be a scary out, man. We got to go up there, I think, week 17. That's going to be an interesting one too. That could be for some positioning in the playoffs. So that's going to be an interesting game there against Baltimore. But, yeah, Baltimore's for real. I'm still not going to completely dismiss what Detroit has done up to this point, but that's a bad look. You know what I'm saying? Just like it was a bad look for the Dogs to go to Buffalo, get your asses whooped. It's a bad look when when you're a good team like that, you go to another team and you don't even compete, because that wasn't even competitive.
No,
that game was over. That game was over at halftime. It was 28-0 at halftime, and there was no reason to watch any more of that game after that, bro. Because
this is the first game
Detroit couldn't do anything. And the one good thing about the Gibbs kid scoring a touchdown, he scored a touchdown and immediately gave the ball to the ref and kept it moving. You know what I'm saying? You're down 30-something to nothing. Don't try to be one of those guys and acting like you did something spectacular because you scored a touchdown. So props to him for realizing the moment and just keeping it moving. But that was ugly, man. That was ugly for Detroit.
And this is the first time I can remember Detroit getting blown out in a while. So you knew the game eventually was coming.
Their first loss was to the Seahawks in a close game at home. And then today they just got fucking they got the humble pie. They got
Lamar. They got Lamar.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is what happened.
Andy wants to know, could a non-QB win MVP this year? I don't know. It's just the MVP. It's the QB award. Unfortunately.
It is a QB award. There's been a lot of talk.
I think Miles Garrett makes the case. Yeah,
I
Tyreek.
mean, he's battling for defensive player of the year. Obviously, I mean, TJ Watt is Jesus.
TJ
he's
Watt,
good
yeah.
man. He's freaking good.
I mean, here's the thing: you gotta know how
if Tyreek blows past the 2,000 yards, maybe.
Yeah.
If Tua does it, you know what I'm saying? If Tua kind of like levels out the rest of the season, but Tyreek is still 130 something, 140 each game, then maybe. But then again, it will depend on Lamar or what Patrick Mahomes does the rest of the season. So I can't even remember the last time a non-quarterback won the MVP. So it's a quarterback award, man.
I'll look it up in a second. But when Calvin Johnson had his tremendous year, he didn't win MVP.
No.
So it's gonna take Tyreek going for like 2,500.
Like JJ Watt. No, right? It was just defensive player of the year.
No, the last defensive player won it was LT back in
LT.
like 87.
Look, and then, I mean that's freaking LT. So
I think Marshall Faulk was MVP once. I can't remember.
I mean, Jerry Rice was never MVP. Randy Moss was never MVP. I mean, so, you know, there's been some really good skill players that didn't get MVP.
But Daniel Tomlinson was never MVP either. So that's the other thing.
And he had the 1 year with the 20-something touchdowns or whatever. So
yeah, broke their touchdown record. Was he not MVP that year?
I don't think so. I'm looking it up now.
I don't think so either. I think that would have been another one of those. He got offensive player of the year or something like that.
1997 looked like it. Oh no, wait a minute.
Marshall Faulk was MVP, I thought, for one year.
Yeah, the quarterbacks have ruled the thing. Emmitt Smith, Barry Sanders, Terrell. I mean, you have to go back like 25, 30 years before you get a non-quarterback to win MVP.
Was Marshall Faulk not one?
Oh, Adrian Peterson. Yeah, that's true.
Marshall Faulk was one. Adrian Peterson, his 2,000-yard season, I think, was the other. So I think it was Adrian Peterson was the last one to win MVP.
I think so.
Because Calvin Johnson didn't do it. They gave it to a quarterback. Because Detroit wasn't that good when he did it. So not only does Tyreek have to do something special, like 2,500 yards and 20 touchdowns, but the Dolphins probably have to get a number one seed for him to win it.
Yeah.
That's, because Mahomes, it's going to be Mahomes, Lamar, Tua, Tyreek, and McCaffrey. Those will probably be the top 5 for MVP all year long.
Yeah. So. I'm looking here. I got it pulled up here now. Let's see. Adrian Peterson in 2012 won.
That was the last one, I believe.
Last one. After that, it was been quarterback. Yeah. Before AP in 2012, LT did win it in 2006.
All right, that was the year he had all those touchdowns.
Yeah,
I think.
2005 was Sean Alexander. Marshall Faulk was MVP in 2000. So, I mean,
but don't forget the game back then, when 2005, 2006, it was a running game. It wasn't a passing game.
Yeah, it wasn't as crazy as it is now.
Yeah, I agree. Mahomes, isn't playing an MVP level this year. Andy, I agree with that. I don't think Mahomes is.
Although today is a different story.
I was about to say, bro, there's still a lot of season left, Andy. I agree. Up to this point, or at least up to today, he has been playing kind of, for his standards. Yeah. Again, you know what I'm saying? It's for his standards because he's made it the bar pretty high. He freaking balled out today, man. Like he tore up the Chargers today. So
and we get into the next game. It's Cardinals Seahawks. The Seahawks are a surprising 4-2. And if really they beat Detroit, so I know right now the 49ers have one loss, but if the Seahawks got to that second loss, won that division somehow, they would actually have a seed higher than the Lions due to head to head. So there's that. But Seattle wins 20-10 over Arizona. Josh Dobbs 19-33, 146 yards. They bench him at one point. I guess just Clayton Tune. I don't know who the hell that is. Never mind, they didn't bench him. Imari Demikru, 13 carries for 58 yards. There's nothing in the passing game for the Arizona. You get to Seattle. Geno, 219 yards, 2 touchdowns. Kenneth Walker, 26 carries. There's a team who loves to fucking run the ball. 26 carries, 105 yards. I believe, and he was the only guy that ran the ball outside of Geno for 6 carries. Jackson Smith, Scott, you called it. The JSN game, 4 carries, 63 yards, and a touchdown. You said it was going to be his breakout game. Jake Bobo, four receptions, 61 yards and a touchdown. There was no DK Metcalf. Seattle wins this game pretty easily. What's your thoughts here, Johnny?
Yeah, I mean, this was, the Seahawks did what they had to do. Kenneth Walker, he's a lot of fun to watch, man. If you love, running backs, he's definitely yeah, man. And I mean, and Pete Carroll, that Seattle team, they're always prepared and ready to go. Geno Smith to start off that game looked like he was going to go off this game. I mean, he still wound up, 18 to 24, not bad with the 2 touchdowns, but to start off that game, he was on fire. Again, Arizona, they fighting. They just, they just can't. They just don't got the horses to, to pull it off in the end. So Seattle did what they had to do, defended the home turf, and got themselves another dub, especially with the Rams losing today too. So Seattle's putting themselves in a good position right behind San Francisco.
Scott, any thoughts here? Seattle's pretty good. I think people are another team people are sleeping on is the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah, Seattle's been good the last 2 or 3 years. So Pete Carroll has the team he wants. Number 2, Kyler's playing quarterback next week. I think Kyler's back next week. I think they're done with the Josh Dobbs experience. So I can definitely see Kyler playing quarterback next week.
I don't like it.
I don't like it either. I don't like it either.
What they're doing there. What is their do they believe in Kyler Murray to be the future? I guess let's see what he has. Maybe he'll win us some, you know what I mean?
I agree. I mean, if you're either doing one thing, and it seems like this is what the Cardinals are doing, because somebody said it on TV today, and I kind of believe it. The first half, they play really well, and then doing the tanking thing the right way, and then the second half, they just fall apart. And in the fourth quarter, they're getting outscored 64-7 in the fourth.
That's what I mean. They're doing everything the right way. Hey, we look good. We look like we can play with some people, but then we lose, and that's exactly what we want to do. So,
we're giving the impression off that we're trying to win games, and then all of a sudden, the second half, we just tank games. So they must in the halftime they're eating the spread, they're doing whatever they can, and then they come out in the second half and say, "Oh yeah, that's right, we got to play a game," and then they blow it. So I think you see Kyler back next week. I don't like it at all. I agree with you, Nick. I don't like it at all because if Kyler does not run, he's a totally different quarterback than he is when he runs. So
I think they got to see what they got, though. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they got
you know what you got, though, Johnny. He's been in the league 5 years. You know what you got.
So then maybe it's a punishment to put him out there. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, bro. Good luck. See what you can do with this piece of shit team.
Hey, you don't need no game film. All right, guy. You don't
want to watch. You don't want to watch no film. That's fine. We ain't gonna block for you. We ain't gonna do shit.
Yeah,
we're just gonna snap your ball and you go ahead and go for it, man.
Kylie, you're not our quarterback next year, so we're just gonna throw you out there, and whatever happens, happens. And if you get hurt, you get hurt. Whatever. See you later.
I mean, that is such a ass backwards situation that's going on with them because you just signed him to that massive deal.
Whole different regime, new coach, new general manager. They don't know. They don't owe Kyler shit.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, everybody's quick to say, oh, well, do you trade him? Like who? And I understand Jerry Jones in Dallas. Everybody's quick to say, oh, well, he'll take him. Like who really wants what has Kyler Murray done for you to say, yeah, I want that dude to lead my franchise?
There'll be a team out there.
I mean, I guess that's a lot of money, man, but
the way quarterback play is this year, Johnny, there'll be teams lined up looking to get him.
I mean, when you got Bagels and Bagley and whatever else, playing quarterback and doing a good job, I mean,
when you got Bagels, Bagnets, and Donuts playing quarterbacks, you know what I mean?
There's a team in your area, Johnny, that would love to take him. Tampa Bay, they'd love to have him. It's just something, the Baker experience is going to end here after this year, and they'd love to get Kyler Murray if we can find the right price for him.
I think if the Bucs wind up not winning, if they don't win this division this year, I think they just clear house, bro. I think they get.
I think Evans is gone.
I think Bowles. I think coaching staff is gone. I think White's due for a contract extension. They haven't extended him yet. Levante David's in the last year of his deal. So I think if they don't, I think they're going obviously to try to make a run this year at winning that crappy division. But if they don't, I think Tampa blows it all up. So I don't know that they necessarily would go
with Kyler.
with Kyler or nothing like that, man. They're gonna want to just start all over.
It'll be interesting who their coach is and everything else to decide. Kind of help decide what they want to do. Let's get in the game that was kind of close until the fourth quarter. And that was Steelers Rams. Steelers 24-17. It's crazy to think that the Steelers only have 2 losses. I feel like every game they're about to lose and somehow they pull it out. Kenny Pickett 17-25, 230 yards. Najee Harris 14 carries, 53 yards, 1 touchdown. Jalen Warren 6 carries for 32 yards, 1 touchdown. George Pickens 5 for 107. Deontay 5 for 79. As he gets that was Deontay's first game back off IR. Matthew Stafford 14-29, 230 yards, 1 touchdown. We asked who was going to run the football this morning for the Rams. Royce Freeman, the dead carcass of Royce Freeman, 12 carries for 66 yards, 5.5 average. Darrell Henderson's 18 carries, the dead carcass that is Darrell Henderson, 18 carries for 61 yards, 1 touchdown. So the result is nobody's going to be able – they're going to give it to somebody, but nobody else is going to run the ball. Puka Nacua, 8 receptions, 154 yards. Give this kid Rookie of the Year already. I don't care what anybody else does, but Jesus, I mean, you could give it to. I know C.J. Stroud might have something to say that, but people love the quarters of it. This Puka Nacua kid, every game it seems like he's got 100 yards receiving. Cooper Kupp only 2 for 29. Rams lose, fall to 3-4. It's crazy to me, Johnny, that this Steelers team's only got 2 losses. I feel like they're outside. I know their defense is great. I know we know how good T.J. Watt is. But Jesus, somehow they only got 2 losses and they find ways to win.
Yeah, and apologies out to Mike Tomlin. I think we made comment a couple weeks ago, or at least I know I did, that this might be the season where they're under 500 and now they're 4-2 and right behind Baltimore for to battle for this division. I mean, Pittsburgh is just that defense is always ready to play. They got one of the best defensive players in all of football in TJ Watt. They make plays, man. And Kenny Pickett finally realized, oh shit, George Pickens is a good player. Let me throw him the ball. You know what I'm saying? And Najee made an appearance.
Having Deontay back to kind of take that relief from him helps.
I guess, but it seemed like he wasn't even giving him enough targets. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if he's that good, you throw the ball his way more often than not, in my opinion. The Rams, I like what Puka's doing. I was shocked Cooper Kupp only with a couple the Rams, again, they had opportunities as well too. Maybe if they had a running back, I don't know, Cam Akers, you know what I'm saying? Maybe they could have done a little something instead of bringing guys off of the couch to run the ball. But Sam Bradford with a couple just throws again. Matthew Stafford with a couple of throws that it's just like, what are you doing, bro? And it's just the Rams. I think the Rams should have won this game. And Pittsburgh just.
I feel that about every Steelers game. I feel like the other team should have won, but they find a way to win it. Yeah, they find a way to win games. So props to them. They're well coached. And Kenny Pickett made enough plays, and like I said, George Pickens, I said it all off season, he's a dude, man. So they got a good one there. And like you mentioned with Johnson being back, that's a good one too right there.
This game clearly shows when you don't have a stable running game and Cooper Kupp does not perform to Cooper Kupp levels, you're going to struggle. And the Rams today struggled because of that fact. Matthew Stafford cannot carry that team on his shoulders. He just can't do it. He's not that quarterback anymore. And Pittsburgh does not have a great quarterback, does not have a great running game, has 2 good wide receivers, and still managed to win games. And that's a credit to Mike Tomlin. He gets the most out of all his players, enough to win games.
And their defense, TJ Watt is something special.
Right.
Him and Miles Garrett, it's a 2-headed race right now for defensive players.
Would any of us be surprised if the Steelers won 10 games this year? I wouldn't. I really wouldn't. No. I think they could win 10 games this year and get in the playoffs.
Yeah.
In the
AFC, the way that defense plays, and like you said, the way the AFC is right now. Everybody. There are a lot of good teams in the AFC, but there's a lot of bad teams as well.
Listen, I'm not saying
Pittsburgh is doing what they got to do, man.
Right. I'm not saying they can compete with the Chiefs, Dolphins, maybe even the Bills, but they could be in the mix to get into playoffs and give one of those teams and be the top
They already
wild
beat
card.
the Ravens. I mean, I know that's your division, and those games are always close and whatnot. But
they could beat the Jaguars. They could definitely beat the Jaguars.
Oh yeah.
So to me, and they could beat the Ravens. They've already done it. So to me, it just comes down to the simple fact that
the Bengals. Don't forget the Bengals too. I know that they're out. I mean, they're same division, but they could hang with the Bengals too. It just depends on what Bengals team shows up.
Right. So full credit to Mike Tomlin. He does a phenomenal job with what he's given, and he's not given a great team, and he still makes chicken salad out of chicken shit. So,
yep. Let's get into the Steelers or Chargers Chiefs game. Chiefs blow this one open, 31-17. Chargers fall to 2-4. Chiefs 6-1. I mean, just give them the damn AFC West trophy right now. Clinch their ticket because everybody in that division stinks. I mean, go ahead and fire Staley today. I wouldn't allow him back on the damn plane. He would have been fired 2 years ago to me. But Herbert, 17-30, 259 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Austin Eckler, they shut him down, 14-45 for Joshua Kelly had 7 carries for 75 yards in the touchdown. Most of that 75 yards came on like a 55-yard run for that touchdown. Keenan Allen, 4 for 55. Joshua Palmer, 5 receptions, 133 yards. Here's what I don't understand. They drafted this Quentin Johnson kid in the first round this year, and he has done absolutely fucking nothing. Like, are they not using him? Are they not playing him? What the fuck is going on? Because he's nowhere to be found. Patty Mahomes, 32 of 42, 424 yards, 4 touchdowns. I don't know. That's pretty fucking good. He might be re-entering the MVP competition. Isaiah Pacheco, 13 for 32. Travis Kelce, 12 for 179 yards, 1 touchdown. It seems like when his old lady's in the house, he's balling out. So when T Swifty's there, he's balling out. 3 for 84 and a touchdown for MVS. Rashee Rice, 5 for 61 touchdown. Isaiah Pacheco, 4 for 28 and 1 touchdown. This is exactly what the Chiefs receivers want, I think, what Andy wants. Shit ton of receptions for Travis, and then everybody else just catch the ball and do really well, and they all scored touchdowns today. Scott, any thoughts here on this beatdown that is the Chiefs and the Chargers stink? We can all say it. 1, 2, 3. They stink.
Your former number 2 receiver finally showed up in Kansas City today this season. My MVS. 46-yard touchdown grab.
Yeah.
That's what MVS does. He catches one of those long touchdown passes out of nowhere. The Chargers, top flight running back, top flight wide receiver, top flight quarterback, and they can't win games. That goes to one person, and I'm sure Rob Logan will say it tonight, Johnny, on the wrap up show. Brandon Staley. They need. I agree with you, Nick. They should have told him today, "Don't get on the plane. You're fired. We're going with Kellen Moore." That's it. They are never going to be successful with this guy as head coach. He does not call.
He's supposed to be a defensive guru, and he's giving up 31 points with a defense that has Khalil Mack and Bosa.
I said it this morning, or I said it Thursday night. They have a hangover from the playoff loss from last year. They have not figured it out yet, and that's to the head coach. It's too late.
They're done.
Yep. Yeah,
I personally think I'm with Carlos here. I think it's more than just Staley. I think they need to make a couple changes. Obviously, they're not going to change the quarterback, but like you mentioned, they drafted this big wide receiver. They don't use him much.
And they don't use him.
Keenan Allen's getting up there in age. Mike Williams is forever hurt.
He's hurt. Williams
Austin,
is torn ACL.
Right.
He's out
Austin Eckler's in the last year, I believe, of his deal because they didn't want to give him a new contract. So I think there's a lot more changes that need to be made there.
Well, there's going to be at the end of the year. There's going to be lots of Eckler will be gone. Coach will probably should be gone.
That's what I'm saying. But there were plays to be made there in that game offensively for the Chargers, and they didn't make them. So I think it's a little deeper than just Staley, but he makes awful decisions and Kansas City's just a better team. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the Chargers, have the names, but they never seem to come through. So you know what I'm saying? It was a typical game. I know everybody, these teams are always close. That's why I took it. I mentioned it this morning and on Thursday. I thought they were by at least,
reversed,
10.
Right? I mean, they reversed it because they covered. Chiefs are actually, we say the Chiefs never covered, but somebody sent me a message. They're like 5-2 against the spread this year.
Yeah, they're playing well this year, and you know what I'm saying? They did what they had to do in some tight situations to win those games, and then they put it on, you know what I'm saying, teams like the Chargers at home.
That's a good question, Craig. I think he wants to know why Herbert doesn't get the criticism Josh Allen does. I think it's because of the coaching.
I think, come on, man. The crazy shit about this, and I'm not trying to jump on a soapbox, but the crazy shit about this is that everybody's quick to say, "Oh, it's the coaching with Justin Herbert." Like the situation that Tua was dealing with his first 2 seasons with the coaching there, nobody wanted to hear that. They were just like, "Oh, he's just no good." You know what I'm saying? Now the excuses are coming for Justin Herbert about the coaching and about this and that. He ain't playing well. Bottom line, he ain't playing well. He got his bag. Props to him. He's got all the talent in the world, and I like the kid. I liked him coming out. I would have been more than happy the Dolphins would have drafted him. But he ain't playing well, so he needs to get the same criticism as other people as well. But he's always going to have that out as long as Staley's there. So they're always going to be quick to be like, oh, well, the coach sucks. That's why the team is playing the way they're playing. Staley ain't the one out there missing wide receivers wide open, making bad decisions and stuff like that. It's Herbert that's doing that. But you know what I'm saying? They do need a new coach, and you know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna give the floor to Rob tonight and let him say what he has to say about his Chargers. But it's gonna be interesting to see what happens there. But I think it's deeper than just the coach. It's like that franchise, bro. It's that franchise. It's like even when they had good coaching, though. Even when they had good coaching, they never got over the hump.
He didn't score a touchdown. He got tackled, Nick, before the goal line. So
they're going to take it back?
They're going to take it back. The thing we said to Ken this morning and on the morning show, and I firmly believe it, when Herbert gets pressured up the middle, as every quarterback, he tends to rush his throws. He tends to not know what to do. He gets shook up. And that's the whole thing. Dallas exposed that last Monday night, and the Chiefs did the same thing today. They made him rush. And when Justin Herbert is in a position where he has to rush, he's not good. He's just not a good quarterback. So that's the whole thing is you got to pressure him and make him rush and throw the ball where he doesn't want to throw it. And it's not to Quentin Johnson. It's to Josh Palmer. Josh Palmer was the receiver of choice today for them.
Why did they Quentin Johnson?
Sorry, watching the game, but you got to make this. You got to tackle Hurts there, man. Come on, man.
Yep.
Bradley Chubb getting paid $30 million a year, man. You got to get that sack, bro. Come on, man. Sorry.
You're good.
I'm a little distracted there, man, because the offense is playing like shit. And I mentioned that this morning. If the offense don't come out and play the way they're supposed to play, the defense, they're trying. But, you know what I'm saying?
I do think
the Eagles are making plays. Like, offensively, come on, Mike McDaniel. I better, you know what I'm saying, wake the fuck up and at least stay in this game. You know what I'm saying? Don't about to get blown out.
Back to the Herbert thing. I do think Herbert's playing not as great. I just do think it's the coaching. I think people are going to, until they make a coaching change, then, you know what I mean? And then he'll get some of the blame. Until Staley's going to get the blame because he's done the history of him making dumbass moves is there. So everyone's just, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Until Nick, you're 100%. Until the coaching change is made, everybody is going to be on Staley. When it's made and Herbert plays this way, then they'll go to Herbert. So,
it's gonna be.
Let's get into the last game. It's my fucking Packers. Jesus, 0 fucking points in the first half. This Broncos team has been statistically the absolute fucking worst. The absolute fucking worst all year. And you score 0 points in the first half. 17-19, Jordan Love, 20-31, 180 yards, 2 touchdowns, the bad interception at the end. I'm going to get into the rant here after a bit. Just go ahead. We'll just let you know they're going to be my turn of the week, and I'll save my rant for that. 15 carries, 61 yards. Aaron Jones, 8 for 35 as he was back. A.J. Dillon looked pretty good at times. There's just no receiving. Romeo Doubs, only 2 receptions, 30 yards and a touchdown. The Broncos, I mean, nothing to say. They stink too. 29, 194 yards for 1 touchdown for Russ. Javonte Williams, 15 carries for 82 yards. Cortland Sutton, 6 for 76. Jerry Jeudy, 5 for 64. Packers secondary was banged up, but nonetheless, both these teams stinks. So, but Johnny, any thoughts here on Broncos and my Packers, 2 teams that
I just want to formally apologize to you for giving you any kind of hope on the Packers. I still like Jordan Love and think that there's some potential there for him to be a good quarterback. I mentioned this in the beginning of the season. We're going to find out a lot about your head coach. I don't necessarily think he's done a really good job as far as game plans and stuff like that. I mean, I know you're going to go on your rant because they're your team of choice for the little brown present this week. So I'll let you do what you got to do then. But I think it's a little deeper than Jordan Love. Yeah, he is missing guys, and his completion percentage sucks, and it's just he hasn't played well, man. To be quite honest, and I mean, I still think there's something there, but this was an ugly game. The Packers had every opportunity to win this game. The Broncos stink. There were a lot of ugly freaking games today, man, and this unfortunately was one of them with your Packers, bro.
So here's what I'll say before I'll stay off of Jordan Love because I know you're going to get in. When A.J. Dillon is your leading receiver and rusher in the game, that's a huge problem. That's a huge problem.
The kid don't throw the fucking football down the field. Everything is fucking dump off, free slant, just piddly. I mean, Jesus.
He did it last week because Christian Watson had 2 catches for like 90 yards last week. So he did it last week. But then all of a sudden, Matt LaFleur says to him, hey, Jordan, just take these Dunkin' Dinks. We'll get A.J. Dillon involved a lot. What the hell has A.J. Dillon done all year? I mean, I got him on my fantasy team. I'm glad he did something. But
today was his best game of the year.
Yeah. So to me, the Packers are in a world of hurt because Aaron Jones, who said after week 1, if I could have gone back in the game, well, where the hell has he been the last 6 weeks?
Yeah.
Where the hell has he been?
He looked good today. I mean, he just didn't get
But you give him 8 carries. That game was not out of control where you had to go away from him. 8 carries for 35 yards. That's 4 yards a carry. Come on,
I'm questioning the coaching staff on this too. Again, the kid hasn't played well, but it's more than just the defense is
atrocious
stinks.
too.
That defense is bad.
Christian Watson is made of freaking glass. Like that kid, I thought he might be a player, but I think the Reed kid is going to wind up being a good player for you. That young wide receiver there, but
I think the medical team, the Packers are too conservative with their injuries. I think the medical team said to LaFleur, "Don't run Aaron Jones too much. Don't do it. He's not ready to take a full workload. Run him like 10 times, and then that's it." Because
we're going to end up with a top 10 pick, top 5 pick. And we'll probably take some fucking offensive, some defensive fucking player. And even though we have our defense is literally littered with first round fucking picks and we're middle of the pack in the fucking defense. It'd be different if we were the fucking Browns and we, you know what I mean? Like, hey, at least these fucking defensive picks are fucking paying off for us because we draft in the first round a defensive player every fucking year for the last decade. But you know what? Guess what? We're still dead last in middle of the pack of the fucking defense. Our defense can't even carry us. Fucking Joe Barry, they fucking stink. Let's get to the ad read, and then we'll give out our dogs and turds of the week, and then we'll get out of here.
Tanner's going to have some fun tomorrow night before you go to this ad read.
When our community wins with us, which isn't very often if you're the Packers fan, we want to ensure you've maximized your return on investment. Line shopping for the best odds matters, and that was why any profitable sports bettor needs to be using multiple sports books. Thankfully, there has never been a better time to get signed up, and we are here to connect you with the best promotions industry-wide using our link, signupexpert.com/let's talk. You can get access to all the sports books in your region, along with a review of each platform and its unique features. Most importantly, this page automatically connects you to the top promotions at each book, allowing you to start line shopping with the enhanced bankroll. If you want to take advantage of these benefits and support our brand, please consider signing up for your next sports book at signupexpert.com/let's talk. All right, boys, let's get into our turds of the week. Johnny, we'll start with you.
There were a few different options, but I'm gonna go with Todd Bowles, the Bucks, Baker Mayfield. I'm going with the whole organization. You had a prime opportunity to take control of the NFC South. You played extremely conservative in that last drive. You conceded to take a field goal, and that's why you freaking lost. That's why you stink and don't deserve to win games. You play to win the game. You don't play to not lose the game, and that's exactly how they were coached today. So I'm putting it on the Bucks coaching staff and Todd Bowles. He's the turd of the week. You had a big time opportunity there, man, to win it, to take control of this division, and you completely crapped the bed there, man. You playing scared, man. You can't play like that, man. You gotta, you know what I'm saying, you gotta try to win the game. Don't just, okay, well, we got this field goal to tie it. We'll start running the ball, you know what I'm saying, right up the middle when you couldn't run the ball all freaking day. You know what I'm saying? So it was an ugly day. Like I said, there were a lot of turds today, but I'm gonna go with the Bucks. And what's these? I mean, how soft are these fucking referees? Like, seriously. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna call every fucking little thing, and then, you know what I'm saying, Eagles, yes, some acting going on this field too, man. I mean, granted, the Dolphins need to play better, but fuck, a penalty for every Jesus. Sorry.
Amen to that. Amen to that. This game is littered with penalties so far.
Nice.
It's disgusting, bro.
Turd of the week.
You got something coming here pretty soon, Johnny, that you might like.
If it's not 7
points, I'm going to go with Desmond Ridder. I was going to go in the same game as Johnny, but Desmond Ridder's team won. So I'll go with Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. You go into Foxborough, team that's reeling, a defense that's hasn't played very well all year long, has given up a ton of points, ton of yards, ton of everything, and you just in the first half score 3 points against that Patriots defense. I don't know what's going on in Buffalo. He's not running the ball like he should be. He's not, he's making poor decisions. First pass of the game, interception. Poor decision. Right to the Patriots defensive back. And you start off the game that way, and it just looked like it was a downhill thing, process all game long. Threw for 265 yards, threw for 2 touchdowns, ran for another. I get that. But the decision making and what he's doing on the field to start games is not the way you're going to win games. They're 4-3 now. They're the 7th seed in the AFC. Who saw this coming this year? Nobody. Not a lot of people saw this coming. So my turn of the week's Josh Allen.
Yeah, my turn of the week is that shit I have to watch because I'm a fucking Packers fan. And they scored again. They scored 0. The fucking Dolphins scored 70 against that Broncos fucking defense. I'm not saying we got to score 70, but Jesus Christ, score something. You score 0 in the first fucking half. Absolutely 0 in the first half. You couldn't do anything. You had less than 100 offensive yards that first half. Then again, we have literally a decade's worth of defensive players that we have drafted, and we can't do anything. We can't stop the fucking run. And Jordan Love, Jesus, kid, throw the ball down the fucking field. Wait, when you do, it's intercepted because you can't throw it down the fucking field. This is the guy. This is the guy. And Packers Twitter, X, or whatever the fuck you want to call it, there's gonna be people out there to defend him. But I'm seeing it. What I'm seeing, the kid, every throw is 5 yards or less. 5 yards or less. You're not going to win any fucking games throwing the ball 5 yards less. And I get it. We don't have a lot of great offensive weapons. I'm not really too sure Christian Watson's the answer. He seems to always be fucking hurt. DAWGS seems like a guy, but he doesn't seem like he gets great separation. A.J. Dillon, well, he just has big fucking quads and he just falls over himself. Aaron Jones, he seems to be hurt right now. This fucking team is absolutely fucking dog shit. They stink. They're not just they're a fucking turd. They deserve the turd of the week and then some. We can't do anything. There's not one thing that you walk away that we're like, you know what? We did that well today. We didn't do a damn thing well, and we haven't done a damn thing well all fucking season. They fucking stink. The Packers are my NFL Week 7 turd, and the fact that I hate that I have to watch this fucking team the rest of the year pisses me off even more because they stink. If at least the Jets have a fucking excuse, Aaron Rodgers' fucking Achilles blew up. I would rather have Aaron Rodgers right now. Even if his Achilles blew up, they'd be like, you know what? We stink because Aaron Rodgers' Achilles fucking blew up. We don't even have that excuse anymore. We don't even have a built excuse other than we stink. Matt LaFleur, what the fuck are you doing without this? You can't even create. You're supposed to be this offensive fucking genius. You can't score fucking points. Like, what are we doing here? This team fucking stinks. They stink. We need a new quarterback. We might need a new coach. We need a new fucking general manager. Guti, get the fuck out. What the fuck are you doing drafting all these defensive fucking players every year and they don't do jack shit? Joe Barry, you should have never been hired. You should have been fired 3 years ago. Get him out. They absolutely fucking stink.
Well, here's the other thing. Jordan Love needs a contract. And the way he's playing this year, what's he going to get? $55 million because Daniel Jones got $40 million for the stuff he put up last year. Come on,
that's the market price. Nick, what do you think they should do about LaFleur though? For real, you think they should get a new coach or give him another year? If you give him another year, you kind of got to give Jordan Love another year. You got to give him another year. Then you got to give Jordan Love another year. Yeah, they got a franchise tag him then.
Yeah, you are. I said I feel like we would lose a lot of one-score games, and I feel like that
that's what they're losing, one-score games, basically. I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And we are, and I figure it's frustrating because nothing is good down there.
That's the worst defense in the league.
That's the whole thing. You're coming off a bye. You played the worst defensive team in basically NFL history, too.
And that's supposed to be a get-right game.
Yes,
absolutely.
This is supposed to be a get-right game, and
Detroit lost, so you could have gained a game on them. You knew Detroit lost. You played the late.
Minnesota's probably going to lose. The Bears won.
Minnesota's going to lose. Yeah, and you basically go out and do that.
Yeah.
After it doesn't look good for LaFleur. It does not look good on him to do that.
I told you before. It doesn't. We would find out a lot lot him this year. I thought he'd be more creative, especially with the.
And I don't know if the kid just has he has deficiencies, and that's the reason there's no plays down the field, or if we don't have any offensive you know what I mean? Just lack of creativity. It seems like everything's 3 yards. Take 3 steps, look, dump it off, 3 yard out. Oh, there's another guy. Boom. Okay. Now we're gonna hand it off screen. We'll run some bullshit fucking in-round play. Guess what? That fucking gets nowhere because we're running a high school fucking offense here. They stink.
Johnny, something's coming you'll like too. Something's about ready to happen. I'm not telling you, but something's about ready to happen.
Fucking happen.
Well, after the sack, because I just saw a sack.
I was about to say, I just saw a fucking sack. So,
well, something's about to happen that you might like.
Scott must got the super fast. He's
I was about to say, man.
Let's get into our dogs. Yeah. Let's get into our dogs of the week. Go ahead, Johnny. We'll go with you.
I'm going with Myles Garrett. 9 total tackles, 7 solo, 2 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, a blocked field goal. He was a man amongst boys. That Browns defense gave it up today because the Colts were going all up and down the field, but he was balling out and he pretty much won that game for them there at the end. So my dog is Myles Garrett. He's going to be competing for, defensive player of the year. That's what we're fucking talking about. Right on the fucking money. Right on the fucking money too.
I told you you'd like it. Told you
That's
like
what
it.
I'm talking about. You know
I
what I'm saying?
needed that too.
If you're gonna go out swinging, for real. You know what I'm saying? Because now Waddle might be hurt. I doubt he comes back. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Yep.
Lynn, the guard ain't gonna be playing. You know what I'm saying? So we down some offensive linemen and stuff, and Waddle, that's a big one. But you still got Tyreek, and you still got players out there, man. Just throw that shit all over the place and see what happens. That's what I'm saying. If you're gonna lose, go out swinging. That's why the Buffalo game was so disappointing. You know what I'm saying? Because the defense just couldn't give them a chance. The defense looks like they came ready to play. I mean, Philly's got 17 already, and they're, you know what I'm saying, the referees are helping out with that shit. And the guys, stop, keep your hands to yourself. Stop pushing people and stupid shit like that, and maybe we won't get so many personal fouls. But, you know what I'm saying, if we go out swinging, Dolphins, for fuck's sake. If not, I'm gonna be having.
So you got Miles.
I'm gonna be
Garrett's
having
the
the
week
sorry,
for you, right?
Yes, Miles. Yes. So I digress. You know what I'm saying? Miles Garrett is my dog.
Scott, who's your dog of the week?
It's Patrick Mahomes. He finally showed up today to play an NFL game and quarterback. I mean, he's been doing the best he can with what he's got, but today all of a sudden he just 420 yards, 4 touchdowns against the Chargers defense that's supposed to be pretty decent with a defensive head coach, even though we all think Staley should be gone. But he showed up today and he balled out. Kelsey dominated the Chargers as he usually does, but he got his receivers involved. The corpse of NVS finally showed up for him. Rashee Rice showed up for him. Everybody showed up for him. So Patrick Mahomes, if this is what you're going to get week in and week out from him, he's going to be a dog of the week mostly.
Yeah.
So watch out. Watch out. So
yeah, my NFL dog of the week is none other than Lamar Jackson. 21-27, 357 yards, 3 touchdowns, 9 carries for 36 yards and 1 touchdown. They absolutely beat down the Detroit Lions 38-6. He led the way. It's time to start putting some respect on Lamar Jackson and this MVP candidacy. I mean, you can't. For all the people say he can't throw in the pocket, I don't know. 3 freaking touchdowns. Does that sound pretty good? 357 yards, and they beat down a team that we were talking about, Raven, a good defensive line, good offensive line. Well, he just tore them a new asshole. Lamar Jackson is my NFL Week 7 dog of the week.
Very, very good choice there, man. He balled out, man. Patrick Mahomes had like 300 something yards passing in the first half. So yeah, I think, you know what I'm saying, this kid up in New York, you know what I'm saying, Bob Saleh talked about, our defense embarrassed, but I think Patrick Mahomes was like, wait, what? Embarrassed? Hold up. Let me show you.
Watch what I get for you. Here you go.
Yeah. Let me show you with what I do to the Chargers the next time, if I happen to see you again. But I expect, and he always comes up with that clutch third down freaking run. You know what I'm saying? It seems like Patrick Mahomes at least 2 a game. Yeah, man, he was on it, man. And then National Tight End Day or whatever the hell. Like, I mean, I know it's not scripted, but holy shit, how many tight ends went off today? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
because we were talking so much about, oh my God, tight ends are killing us in fantasy and all this. Tight ends came out to play today, boy.
Kelsey went off. Andrews 2 touchdowns. Mike Gesicki.
Tomorrow, George Kittle will go off. I think George Kittle's the one that started National Tight End Day. So
Dallas Goedert with a fucking little screen for a touchdown.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, I'm winning my fantasy, but damn, that. That was a nice touchdown pass. We needed that shit.
Hey, Sal, the leading rusher for the Dolphins has 1 yard and 1 carry. Salvin out of command.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, it's just, you know what I'm saying? I mean,
we've
got a couple offensive linemen that are down. Nice.
Yeah.
We got a couple offensive linemen, but that's no excuse, man. You got to be able to run the ball. If you have this type of offense and shit, you gotta try to find a way to run the ball.
He's gonna throw the ball all second half.
He's gonna have to. He's gonna have to.
Yep. But they're in the game. 17-10 is not a bad place to be. So
yeah.
It's better
Scott, any final thoughts here?
35-10 that Buffalo had us.
Hopefully we never have to see this day NFL action again. It was beyond awful in a lot of places. So next week, no buys. Everybody's playing next week, so that's a good thing.
Nice.
You know, you see, he had
really?
6 teams on buys.
Not every team's
He had
having
a
a
lot.
bye yet. Yeah.
What's that? He had 6 teams on
I
buy.
didn't think all buys were over with you. Okay.
No, they're not over with. They're
not
everybody's
over
playing
with.
next week, and week 9 is back to 6 teams on buy again on week 9. So
Okay.
I think it might have been because of all the travel with the extra Londons and Germany, so it kind of just works out that way. I think.
Yeah.
Which that'll be a good thing. So it'll be a full day of football next Sunday.
When you had a lot of backups playing today, you have so many injuries in the NFL right now. It's just decimating the product on the field, basically. So
yeah, because Brian Hoyer almost got the third for me. It was an ugly day in football, man. It was just a lot of sloppy play. I mean, a lot of penalties and stuff like that. But the dogs came out though today. You know what I'm saying? Lamar, Patrick, Myles Garrett with the game he had.
Travis
Kelce balled out.
Kelce could have been a dog too.
Yeah, he could have. You know what I'm saying? The Bills, Seattle did what they had to do. So, teams did what they had to do for the most part. And then you had a couple of teams that beyond stubbed their toe, like Buffalo, and then, Detroit got smacked and shit. But and then, of course, your Packers losing to the worst defense in football. That was pretty bad.
Yeah. I'm trying to get over it, Johnny. Thanks for bringing it up.
What do you got to bring old news up for?
Yeah,
my bad. I don't know why I'm talking. I don't know why I'm talking about old stuff. I don't know why
are you bringing up old stuff
tonight. Johnny, can I just shout out one thing? Tonight's late night wrap up with Johnny, Allen, and Rob Logan should be worth the watch tonight with the Chargers the way they played with Rob. So I'd be prepared for another rant that Johnny to go off.
Yeah, between Rob, thank you for that segue right there. My final thoughts, definitely check us out for the Sunday night post-game show. Me, Rob Logan, and Alan Perales. Thank you, Alan, for the comments and all everybody, Carlos, Craig. It should be fun. I'm sure Rob's gonna have shit to say about his Chargers. I may or may not be happy depending on what happens with the rest of this game. I'm already frustrated anyway. So I mean, even if we found a way to win, I'd still probably be a little frustrated because the injuries are just starting to pile up, man. So that's not a good sign. But like Scott mentioned, a lot of sloppy play today, but another fun Sunday football, another fun show with you guys. The morning show is a lot of fun. If you haven't checked it out, check it out. If you're new, hit the subscribe button, smash the like, and definitely turn on the notifications. But I'll be back in about an hour or so with my boy Rob and Alan, and I'll be back tomorrow with Aqua and Orange. Where we will be talking about this game right here, me and my boy Alex at 8:00, and then of course our LTS show tomorrow night with Jim and Jonathan. So definitely check us out. But it's been fun, man. I love this show. Yeah,
it's been a pleasure, boys. Enjoy it as always. Baseball's still going on. Rangers are up right now. I believe on the Astros trying to force a game 7. So we'll
tell Alan no Rangers talk tonight, please.
We'll see what happens.
Baseball started to do that.
If Alan starts talking baseball tonight, I will mute his ass. I swear to God.
Hey, there you go.
Don't worry about that. It's football, man. It's football Sunday.
It is football Sunday, whether you like it or not. Whether your team wins or fine, at least we got football. It's fun, and enjoy it. So. My team stinks. It's gonna be a tough year. It's a tough year. It's gonna be one of the toughest years I've had to deal with in a while.
Hey, so. At least you're not a Patriots fan. My bad, Scott.
I could be the only one of us 3 that win today.
You ain't lying.
That's true. That ain't lying.
Even though I don't want to, because I want a top 3 draft pick so we can get a quarterback in.
We'll trade you Jordan Love for your first round pick, Scott.
Apparently the Bears will trade you Fields too. I mean, people just give it Kyler Murray. They just give it away top pick quarterbacks, man.
It's on. We need more than a quarterback, but I'll start with the quarterback. Thank you.
Yeah, as Johnny said, we'll be back tomorrow night, 7:00 or 8:00 Central, 9 Eastern. Be a friend, tell a friend, folks. Like, subscribe, share. It's another great NFL week in the books. Week 7, man. We're about halfway through, so. Week 8 next week kind of marks almost the halfway point. It's crazy. So we'll see where we're at next week as we overreact to everything. It's what we do. So, it's what I love to do. Now, some teams just fucking stink. My team included. Some teams, you're not overreacting. You're really just telling you how it is. I still can't, man. I'm interested to see down the stretch who's going to be this defensive player of the year. TJ Watt, Miles Garrett, who's going to be MVP.
Bro. Right. There's some guys.
I'm watching the halftime, and they literally just one highlight was TJ Watt making a huge interception for his team to win the game.
Yes.
The very next highlight is Miles Garrett fucking making the sack strip sack. It's just like, oh yeah, those guys are fucking just animals. They're one of ones. Anyway, folks, be a friend, tell a friend, like, subscribe. For Johnny, Scott, I'm out of here. We'll see you hitting that outro. See you tomorrow night, folks.
Peace.